the hidden psychology of women and attraction. All right, I need you to lean in and focus because I'm about to reveal something that will fundamentally shift how you interpret interest from women. We're talking about quiet gestures, certain questions that seem casual, and patterns of behavior that appear completely harmless at first glance. But underneath, they're packed with emotional meaning that the vast majority of men completely miss. In today's video, I'll walk you through a carefully curated collection of these signals. There's one in particular that I'll cover later, around the fourth point, that blindsides even guys who think they've got the game figured out. So stick around till the end, because that insight alone is going to reshape your entire perspective. Now, before we get started, let me throw a question at you. How often have you been in conversation with a woman, assumed she was just being polite or friendly, only to discover weeks later that she was genuinely into you? Even worse, maybe by the time you figured it out, she'd already moved on. This scenario plays out constantly, and here's why. The female mind operates on a completely different frequency than straightforward male reasoning. Women express themselves through vibe, through the tiniest facial shifts, through little emotional challenges they put in your path. There's rarely anything obvious about it. It's all based on feeling, instinct, and carefully calculated moves. This brings us to a critical idea you need to grasp: emotional triggers. A woman isn't primarily responding to the words coming out of your mouth. What really gets through to her is the feeling you create. That feeling comes from your body language, from your composure under pressure, and from whether you're genuinely tuned in when she's talking. There's another layer here too, something known as masculine energy. I'm talking about that calm, grounded, fully present kind of strength that allows a woman to feel both secure and curious around you at the same time. The truth is, most guys have no idea how to hold on to that energy consistently. But once you crack that code, your entire dynamic with women transforms. That's exactly why what we're covering today is so crucial. When you understand the deeper psychology at play with women, you gain a serious edge emotionally. You become sharper. You start picking up on things that fly completely under the radar for most men. You join that rare 2% who actually get how the quiet dance of attraction works. So do me a favor right now. Go ahead and hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you never miss out on content like this. It genuinely helps me continue producing in-depth material like what you're watching, and I appreciate it more than you know. All right, let's dive straight into the heart of this video. I'm going to share 7 psychological indicators that show when a woman is feeling attracted to you, even when she's doing her best to keep it under wraps. First up, 2 specific shifts in her vocal tone that signal emotional investment. When a woman begins to develop interest in you, her voice undergoes 2 distinct transformations. It drops to a gentler register, and the pace slows down noticeably. This isn't random. What's happening is her limbic system is kicking into gear, creating a subtle state of openness and vulnerability. This is backed by actual brain science. If you catch this happening, your best move is to respond with the same calm energy, essentially matching what she's putting out. That simple alignment creates an immediate sense of intimacy between the two of you. Second, the subtle test disguised as casual curiosity. This one shows up all the time. She'll throw a question at you that seems totally out of left field. So, are you seeing anyone? Do you hang out here a lot? What part of town do you live in? Don't be fooled. This is her way of testing the waters, filtering for emotional availability without making herself too vulnerable. When this happens, avoid responding like you're sitting through an interview. Keep it simple. Give a brief answer, toss a playful question back her way, and throw in a genuine smile. This combination broadcasts social ease and confidence. Third, the pattern of 3 rapid glances. There's a visual rhythm women unconsciously follow when they're attracted to someone. They'll look directly at you for about a second, then break eye contact. A moment later, they glance back, but this time it's quicker. Then comes a third fleeting look. This triangle of attention activates what researchers call the anticipation circuit in the brain. It's one of the clearest nonverbal signals of unspoken interest. Fourth, and this is the big one, the unconscious body tilt. This is the signal that throws nearly every guy for a loop. When a woman experiences attraction, even if she's actively trying to conceal it, her body naturally tilts in your direction. Sometimes it's barely noticeable, just a slight shift forward. She might angle her leg toward you, rotate her shoulders without realizing it, or push items on the table aside to create more open space between you. This is hardwired evolutionary behavior. Her physical self reveals what her conscious mind isn't ready to admit yet. If you spot this tilt happening, hold your ground without rushing into her space too quickly. Maintaining that slight distance actually heightens the magnetic pull between you. Fifth, the two-word emotional invitation. Women who are interested tend to drop two particular words into conversation: really and seriously. These aren't about gathering facts, they're emotional cues. What she's actually communicating is, keep going, I'm enjoying your energy right now. When you hear these words, take the conversation deeper. Share a brief story or make a personal observation that reveals something authentic about yourself. This kind of sharing strengthens the emotional thread between you. Sixth, the mirroring effect. This one's rooted in neuroscience, specifically something called mirror neurons. When a woman starts unconsciously copying your gestures, adjusting her hair right after you touch yours, shifting her posture to match yours, echoing your facial expressions, it means you've achieved emotional synchronization. She's aligning her internal rhythm with yours. Mirroring is among the most reliable signs of hidden attraction you can observe. Seventh, the subtle test of your emotional stability. Women naturally test a man's composure. They'll throw in a light tease, create brief pauses in conversation, or abruptly switch topics just to gauge your steadiness. This isn't manipulation or game playing, it's instinctive selection psychology. When you stay relaxed, fully present, and quietly confident, she experiences safety and intrigue. If you react with defensiveness or visible discomfort, she instinctively withdraws. The key is to pass this test effortlessly. Take a calm breath, smile naturally, and smoothly guide the conversation forward. These 7 signals create a complete emotional blueprint of how female attraction actually works. Once you train yourself to recognize them, you'll realize that women almost never broadcast interest in obvious ways. They communicate through energy shifts, through carefully placed questions, through micro behaviors that men moving through life on autopilot will never pick up on. So the next time you find yourself talking to a woman, tune into these details. Listen for changes in her vocal tone, watch the pattern of her eye contact, notice her body positioning, pay attention to those seemingly innocent questions. None of it happens by accident. Every piece is part of a far more intricate emotional language. If this video shifted something in how you see attraction, go ahead and smash that like button right now and subscribe to the channel. And if you're serious about taking your understanding of female psychology to the next level, I highly recommend checking out my ebook, Secrets of Attraction. Inside, I break down advanced strategies, the psychology behind emotional triggers, specific language patterns that work, and the behavioral codes of women that most men never even learn exist. I'll catch you in the next video.